Good morning. This is Ken at Tortoise Capital. We have the speed run for the swing portfolio on at the close of April 3rd, 2020. So, starting with Alcoa, we cashed our short earlier this week. It's been sideways quiet channel. It is compressed into a tight range here with the dragon flat. I'll go long at the PSAR flip or short at the breakdown of the trading range in the Z-1. I'll add a position on the short side here at the RL10 break, add a position at the Bollinger Band mean and success. This looks like a sideways quiet channel. Apple just stalking. I like the low to the high. I think this looks reasonable here. This looks similar to the visual box for Alcoa. I'll play that trade, either breakout. Where would I want to add a position? I think here. Here. Let's go with that. That's the target to the upside. Okay. Aussie dollar. We covered our short. Oh no, as you were, this is adjusting the short. When it's outside, we don't cover. So we're 4 days into it, looking good. We've got our stop here. Where will I add a position? I think here. And here. Boeing. Boeing in the same condition, short here, still good. Moved our stop down to here, still looking good. I think we'll add here and add here at the PSAR. Would I stop and reverse? No, but I would get long. So at cash here, I would go long here, add a position here. Cat. We covered 2 positions long and covered. I'll add here. Boy, I wouldn't want to get short this one as we speak today till about here. I would start stalking the short side. Right there. Yeah, that's where I'll start stalking the short side. Cliffs Natural Resources. I'll play this breakout below the belly of the dragon or above the hump of the 10. Add a position here. And here at fair value. I think we would add a position on the PSAR break, which also is the RL10. And here. Cisco. Range compression by this breakout, go short here, add a position at the belly of the dragon, add, and we would add one here also. So we were short and covered, we were short and covered, wildly out of control here. So I think if it breaks back above the dragon, I'm long, and I would go short here. So I'm hoping to see it open inside this yellow box anywhere, and I'll play it in either direction. Add. Add a position here. Interesting to see how the RL10 excursion and the initial PSAR flip are often the same. Okay. Oops. this stuff up. Placeholders. Chevron. This is one where I cashed the swing. This has been such this is a 60% move here, and oil had such an amazing run that I wanted to go into the weekend with some cash. So I just cashed that one. It closed poorly, so I'm already satisfied with that. What do we got now? I think I would get long again on a cross of that breakout and getting short, I think, at the previous PSAR flip right there. So I think that's the way we'll get back into this thing. You know, sometimes you just got to reset, or not you, but me. Sometimes I just got to reset when it gets a little too complex or whatever. Like in wrestling, so, you know, you're in hand fighting and you're grappling, and you just need to break contact, shake it off, get reset, and then start the drill. And that's what that felt like. Chevron has been really good. A big win, fractional loss, and a good win. And a good exit, so I kind of like that. I like both of those trades. I thought both were professional. Devon Energy. Let's see. So we were. This one's been hard. The rebound in energy has been pretty interesting. So we're still okay on this one. I like that. I'll still add a position here. So our stop is here. We're long from here. Stop is here. I'll add a position here. I would reverse here and add a position there. Next upside would be here, breaking of the Bollinger Band mean. That's where I would add. I mean, ultimately, I'd like to see this thing get back up here and close this gap. So that's what that looks like so far. Devon Energy's still working. I like that the 30 has turned nicely through the spring. Had big run up in oil. Now you notice this was not as strong, or was it? Yeah, this was as strong as the Chevron move. This has gone from 5 to 9. That's an 80% move to that blue line, so this could go. Emerging markets. This has compressed into a sideways quiet channel. I'm playing the width of the range, and I'll play the breakout in either direction. What I really want to see is it open inside that yellow zone, and then I would go long 1, 2, and off we go, or I would go short 1 and 2, and off we go. So I really want to see that. This tight range compression, it's right in between, you know, the belly and the peak of the RL10, but this is sloping up. And then a breakout to the upside will turn this into a owl entry pretty quick, because we have a unambiguous move, a P1, an RLXD, dragon rolls up, and now the 30 is just about to roll up. So this breakout will be an owl entry and reinforcement, and then our target is success here. Bollinger Band mean, that's where we got to add another one. And then we really want to get to the far side. I think this is where that Z3 excursion really collapsed. So if it gets back up above 39, then I think we're, you know, then this anomaly is over. It's not really an anomaly when the whole world sells off. EFA, same thing. Playing this breakout. This is one that looks like it's going the other way, though, doesn't it? Compared to EEM. EEM wants to go up. EFA closed more weakly. So this one, that's where we add a second position. Japan. This is one where nice compression in here. This one feels more down because we're already below the dragon, so I'll go short here. I want to see it open inside this yellow zone here. Then, like if it opens where it closed, then I would go short 1, 2, 3. But if it opens inside here and goes north, that would be long 1, 2, 3. Mexico. We were long and exited, and then got short. Yeah, this is a double here, right? So we were long and then stopped in reverse. So we've got, let's get this a little easier to see. Yeah. So this was a stop and reverse here on the break of the dragon. So this is really typical. Had this big sell-off. So thinking about this like an owl, right? Unambiguous move, P1. At this point, it had crossed. This was me front running the owl, and not scratch, lost one. Then the RL10 is still going, and then this is me trying to buy the pullback with only this much risk, because this is where I have to exit anyway. So if I can get some here, I was moving up during the day and try it, and it didn't work. So we got to get out of this one here, right? But then it's already near the bottom of the stack, so we're short, and then it broke through the belly of the 10 here, and that's where this one gets added. So now we're 2 positions short, and I'll add a third one on the resumption of any fail in there. So, right, so we're right at the bottom of that stack, and like to see this thing go down here. So I'll add one here, and my stop. Let's pull that stop down to here, and that way we're kind of break even on those 2 positions, but postured really to go large. So to protect that position, EWW is going to be one of my high priorities to manage that core and turbo. Brazil, we were short 1 covered, re-entered the short here. This is where I'll add another one here. And the stop, let's just keep that one. Let's keep it right there. Okay, that's where the stop is. Home Depot. Long, scratched, compressing. It's just part of this whole theme. I want to get back into that one quick. So that's where I'll add a second and third position. Second, third position short. Now, the way that's going to work is when I have those lines on there and I drill down to the intraday, I'll see those blue lines, and that tells me that from the higher time frame, I'm taking that as a confirmation of favorable action. And so that gives me a reason to buy it right then without thinking any further. And then the only way I wouldn't is if I veto that in the moment. Now, there may be something going on intraday, either time, will, pattern, or money. There's not enough time. I don't have the emotional fortitude to do it the will. The pattern intraday might not support it, or it might argue against it for some reason. or there may not be capital available. But otherwise, that blue, think of that blue line as permission to buy or permission to sell, based on the higher time frame. Okay. That's the essence of that core and turbo and the fractal nature of this stuff. Russell, I'm just really more for information. This was okay, and then these two haven't been. Those 2 days were tricky. This did not close well. It's near the bottom. I could see why you want to get short here. I could see why you want to get short here. So let's put those in as reasons to trigger. It's not a primary trading vehicle of mine. On the upside, the first price I would need to see to change my mind would be a break here and a break there. So it's not a primary trading target of mine, but I could see that. And if it was your primary trading target, I could see this. Since we're already below the dragon and the 10 is rolled over and the 30 is just at the 6 o'clock position, this would be a failure in a big way. I think I would want to see it break out above this. I could make the argument why you might be interested in this breaking out of that daily high. I could live with that, I think. Yeah, I could live with that. Real estate, we were long one. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This was short one. And then the stop is up here. This is where I'll add for sure. That's already in the book. I think I'll add another one here. Boy, I almost want to, at the first sign of weakness in real estate, I almost want to go again. Yeah, I think so. I don't have much belief in real estate right now. We're still early in the Red River. Yeah, I like that. I'm ready to buy the breakout in McDonald's in either direction. Add. Definitely add. Short side here. Here. And here. There it is again. RL10 in the belly. So if this thing does fail, right? If this thing does fail out of here, out of this doji, boy, that's about as classic a critical state as you want to get, because there's fair value up there. So we are looking on this one to get short here. I want to add a position here. I'll add another one there. I'll add another one here. Yep, that's the second position short. This one was an override. I mean, it wouldn't offend me to have gotten short there. In retrospect, I just didn't have the fortitude. And but that's where I'm ready to go on that one. Yeah, it's got to break down below that low. Boy, I just, when you're in the middle of it, it didn't feel correct. Although when I look at this, that's where it should have been. and I just didn't have the will to do it. But I'm ready to get here now that I'm a little more reset and this is the effect of discretion on judgment. Going into the weekend, I wasn't necessarily in a hurry to get exposed on a Friday and then listen to 48 hours of news cycle. You know, oil's been having that amazing run up, and so the clean energy alternative is suffering. So maybe this is a research project. I got to go look at the is how inversely correlated are they. Let's add another one here and here. This is the inverse oil, and this is one where I was going to do a swing trade, and it was just so good and then starting to recover that I just went ahead and cashed. Went ahead and cashed the trade. It just felt I wanted to get paid. Silver. Daily spring. This looks pretty good. I'm going to treat this really just like a signal, and I will take the execution in wheat and precious metals, but you can see that looks pretty interesting there. Upside. Feels like there's a little gap in there. We need that. Okay. That's the price ladder. All right, so what we have here is Virgin Galactic. We're short one, added a second one. Our stop is now kind of break even. I'll add a third one here. Here. There it is again. Here. Yeah. Where do I get long this thing? I think not till here. Add. Okay. Simon Property Group. We had two short positions, and then covered. This is another one I wanted to cash going into the weekend, but much like the real estate one, I also think this thing is gonna suffer once the economic numbers come in. So let's clear that deck. Now I think I'm ready to trade this sucker in either direction. Critical state. Second position there. Feels like I should get another one in there. That big white space bothered me. Yeah, that's enough. S&P, treasuries. That's just such a little stealthy move that I've missed. I feel like I want to own that if it breaks out quietly again. Can I get short there? Certainly by here. So I think let's try it this way. Just a note to myself as a like a hybrid frog alert. I think I want to be ready for a hybrid frog on that one. So that's that much like Mexico and Japan is going to be in Cisco, and Home Depot will be important early morning management targets. Tesla, I just think I'm doing everything wrong on this one. So I had a long and exited, a short and a scratch. I just can't get my emotions just don't let me manage this one very well. So we'll keep pitching. Much like handling a snake, I'm just going to insist that I figure out how to do this. So long there, short there. Add one here and here. Upside, add one here. Yeah, that's enough. Third one up here. Oil. Long one, long the second one. I'm moving my stop up to here. Would I add to it? I think so. And then if it gets above the Bollinger Band mean, I think so. Where would I want to get short? Alert. Second. Third. Yeah. This is rolling over. This is boding well for the long side. Just notice this in this price action here. If it breaks down below here, that is really a favorable sign for the long side, right? And this breakout here for the upside. For the short side, because VIX is inversely correlated. So that's a tell. If you were trading this, like with SVXY, to go long, it would be all the way down and rolling up. So Walmart. So this is the inverse of that one. That makes you want to buy it, doesn't it? Makes me. This is that decay in volatility, right? When this thing fails, it fails large. Notice how these little failure to fail days are tiny, but big panic days are huge. So if you want to be surprised into a position, it should be on the downside. And this is where those VXX trades really dominate. Okay. Yeah, that looks all right. Back to Walmart. Long one. Our swing position. Oops, I had repeat on, so it's drawn too many of these. So our position was triggered in. And our next ad will be here. And going to move our stop up to here. Okay, all looking good and warm. I actually want to be in that sooner. I think on the first sign of improvement, I want another one. Just have a belief in Walmart. So I'm really wanting to build that position out in a hurry after this long sideways. And it had spiked previously up here to 128. So if that happens again, I'm going to be surprised into a lot of good positions. And I like that it's in the spring, so close to the zero line, getting ready to be summer. One of the strongest in the Dow. I mean, it was up when most everything else was down. Wheaton, ready to play. So we're short one here. I'll add a second one. I'll stop and reverse there. Add another short. Add another long. Routine. Win. We're short one. Or actually short two because that got hit. This is where I'll add a third one. I'm going to move my stop down a little better. Tighter. Where's the next one on this? Here. And I think there. And there. Yeah, I want to be ready to really exploit that. All right, U.S. Steel. Come on, boys. Rebuild America. So no position yet, but it had a little bit of a run up. But although I love them, add a position here. Add a position there. Short side here and here. Yeah, that's enough. Materials. Or no, yeah, basic. Yeah, materials. I'm long one. I'm respecting my stop. I'm respecting my rule. I'm suffering. But there it is. I just have a belief that I just have a belief, and I'm going to stick to the longer term trade frame of the belly of the dragon. And then if that fails, I'll get a second short, a third short, and a fourth short because you would have broken my heart. Yeah, that's enough. Energy. Long one. Stop is here. Move my stop up just a little bit. Second position here. Third position there. It's equidistant. Looks like about every 50 cents. I think we got to be short there too. Okay. Spring breakout in the usual way. Yeah. Okay. That's the way we want to play it. That's the way we want to play it. Okay. Tech. Just stalking. This is a complete reset, refresh. I like this right there. It almost feels easier when there's no baggage to see what I want to see. Yeah, that's good. Healthcare. I have a belief in them, love them, almost. Long one. Stop was here. Going to leave it in place. Go, boys, go. And back to Alcoa. So, thanks for your kind attention.